Hello everyone, today I'm here with a book haul, which this time I'm going to separate it into two parts because one of them, which I'm filming today, essentially when I was leaving work my team gave me a £50 voucher to spend in a local bookshop, which I've done just today. So I've got a bag here, that was my own bag, I didn't buy it there. So yeah, and the second part will go out somewhere later in the month I think, so I hope you don't mind that because this time I just thought they're kind of separate anyway, because this one I bought all in one go, and also otherwise it's going to be a massive book haul because I already have 7 books for the other one and I'm waiting for the 8th one, so I'm happy about that, but it does mean that I need to separate the book haul into 2 parts. So yeah, let's get started. The very first one is The Lake House by Kate Morton. I've read The House of Riverton by her and that's about it, but I did really enjoy it and I've heard great things about her other books in general, so ideally I wanted to read a different one. I wanted to read something to do with Garden, Forgotten Garden, but they didn't have that one there, so I picked this one up because it still sounds good. And what this author is famous for, she kind of does like a historical fiction dual timeline, so some of it is set in the present day, some of it is set in the past, and I don't know what this one is about. They are all quite big books, like this one is, wow, it's nearly 600 pages, so I think it's massive, but like I said, I did enjoy the first one that I read by her, so I think I'm gonna enjoy everything about this book, hopefully. So let's read what this one is about. An abandoned house, June 1933, and 16-year-old Alice Edivane is preparing for her family's Midsummer Eve party at their country home Loweneth. But by the time midnight strikes and fireworks light up the night skies, the Edivane family will have suffered a loss so great that they leave Loweneth forever. A missing child. 70 years later, after a particularly troubling case, Detective Sadie Sparrow retreats to her beloved grandfather's cottage in Cornwall. Once there, she stumbles upon an abandoned house and learns the story of a baby boy who disappeared without a trace. An unsolved mystery. Meanwhile, in her elegant Hampstead home, in the formidable Alice Edivane, now an old lady, leads a life as neatly plotted as the best-selling detective novels she writes, until a young police detective starts asking questions about her family's past, seeking to resurrect the complex tangle of secrets Alice has spent her life trying to escape. That sounds really good to me because like I said, dual timeline, set in the past, some of it set in the present. There's a detective involved as well, which makes it more interesting to me because there's a mystery to uncover, and the fact that the main character also writes novels makes me happy, so I am just hoping that I'm gonna really enjoy this one. So there we go. Next one is a sci-fi and it is Places in the Darkness by Chris Brookmere. No, I try to explain it myself, but I think I've missed out quite a lot of details, so I'm just going to read you the blurb again. This is as close to a city without crime as mankind has ever seen. Ciudad de Cielo is a city in the sky, a space station where hundreds of scientists and engineers work in Earth's orbit, building the colony ship that will one day take humanity to the stars. When a mutilated body is found on the CDC, the eyes of the world are watching. Top-of-the-class investigator Alice Blake is sent from Earth to team up with CDC's Freeman, a jaded cop with more reason than most to distrust such planet-side interference. As the death toll climbs and factions aboard the station become more and more fractious, Freeman and Blake will discover clues to a conspiracy that threatens not only their own lives, but the future of humanity itself. That sounds really interesting to me. I think this is the kind of book that I really enjoy normally. I've never heard of this book before at all, or this author, so I'm really looking forward to it, and it's another sci-fi on my shelf. Then the next one is Eragon by Christopher Paolini. I know this book this series in general is really popular, was really popular back in the day. I've never read it, so I'm gonna give it a go. I know that Jean from Jean Bookish Thoughts really adores this series so much. and I've decided to give it a go. I know it's a YA fantasy about this boy called Eragon who finds, I think he thought it was a stone or something, but then it appeared to be a dragon egg. So now he needs to deal with that, and there's magic, adventures, danger, all that. I'm actually really excited for it. It's another big book. It's just about 500 pages, but I'm looking forward to it, and I hope I'm gonna really enjoy this one. I'm hoping it's gonna be one of those fantasy books that I will absolutely devour and will want to read more. So I have really high hopes for this one, and I hope I'm gonna really enjoy it. Next one is Shadow Play by Joseph O'Connor. And again, I've never ever heard of this one before. I think from what I've got from the blurb is that it follows Bram Stoker, who's obviously the author of Dracula. And I think the author is trying to imagine what his life would be, but there's more to it, or it's like his twist on how it would be. Do you know what? I am really sorry, but I'm going to read you the blurb again because I'm going to miss out on details that I think are quite important to explain what this book is about. So, London 1878. Fresh from life in Dublin, Bram Stoker, now manager of the Lyceum Theatre, is wrestling with dark demons in a new city and a new marriage, and with his own literary aspirations. As he walks the streets at night, streets haunted by the Ripper and the gossip which swirls around his friend Oscar Wilde, he finds new inspiration. Soon the eerie tale of Dracula begins to emerge. But Henry Irving, volcanic leading man and impresario, is determined that nothing will get in the way of Bram's dedication to the Lyceum, and both men are growing ever more enchanted by the beauty and boldness of Ellen Terry, the most celebrated actress of her generation. It sounds, again, really cool. I sense some dark vibes, and it's like a historical fiction, obviously. I've never read anything like this before, when the author is just taking somebody else, a real figure, and tries to think of their life, how they came about doing things, living their life and writing things. So I'm really excited for this one. It sounds really good, and I'm really, really intrigued. I did read Dracula a long time ago. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like my favorite book, but I definitely did enjoy it, and I love vampire stories, so if it's dark and twisted, that's what I'm really hoping for in this book, to be honest. Next one I've got, this one I've actually seen so many times in that bookshop, but it is Reading in Bed by Sue G. I like the cover of this book. That's what drew me to this book. It's an adult contemporary book, and this one, it doesn't really seem like it has a massive plot, if that makes sense, but I'm just hoping that it's going to have a lot to do with reading, because I do enjoy books in which reading is involved quite a lot, and considering it's a title, that makes me think that it's going to be exciting. So in this one we follow the main character who hasn't got the job. I would think she's retired, but it's not exactly said in the blurb. Now she's looking forward to just her free time, but then she suddenly finds that she's not exactly happy in her marriage, that her health is going a little bit downhill, that her children are unhappy in love, and a bunch of other things. And then she's also got this friend, and how the friendship is going to go, essentially. Sorry, that was a terrible explanation, but I hope I'm going to enjoy it whenever I get to it. I've looked at it, like I said, many times before and never really picked it up. But now, since somebody else paid for it, I might as well get it. The very last book is The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, which is obviously a sci-fi classic. I read one or two books by the author. I've read The Isle of Dr. Moreau, which I really enjoyed. It was really creepy and disturbing and weird. And I think I've read The Time Machine by the author. Could be wrong. Maybe a couple of other short stories or something, but this one just sounds interesting to me. The night after a shooting star is seen streaking through the sky from Mars, a cylinder is discovered on Horsell Common near London. At first, naive locals approach the cylinder armed just with a white flag, only to be quickly killed by an all-destroying heat ray as terrifying tentacled invaders emerge. Soon the whole of human civilization is under threat as powerful Martians build gigantic killing machines, destroy all in their path with black gas and burning rays, and feast on the warm blood of trapped, still living human prey. The forces of the earth, however, may prove harder to beat than they at first appear. That sounds amazing to me. If I'm honest, I don't know why I've not read this book, and also seeing it just in a physical copy right in front of me did make me pick this book up, which I'm actually really pleased by. I do hope I'm going to enjoy it, and it's another classics book on my shelf, so I'm really pleased with that one. And also I got a little card in there because I like different cards when I see them. I've got like a collection. I'm so sorry for the light. There we go, it's probably better. I really like it. So yeah, it's just nothing special on the other side, but really like it. I might just place it on my bookshelf somewhere just to display it. But yeah, that is everything that I got today. A nice stack of different genres. I've got 2 sci-fi, historical fiction, maybe 2 historical fiction, a fantasy book, and an adult contemporary. So all different genres. I'm really pleased with this little haul. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. I quite look forward to them, especially, to be honest, I think this one is the one I'm really looking forward to reading. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!